It's a live auction in your home. Just point, click, bid, and buy, and buy, and buy. Internet auctions. Hear how some Chicagoans are hooked on haggling from home.
It's like really exciting.
And are finding some cool bargains on the web.
It's going to be one of the waves of the future, without question.
I'm ABC 7's John Drury. We'll show you how to get involved in internet auctions and how to protect yourself when you're looking to net a deal.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 10.
In tonight's special segment, Net a Deal. If you still aren't one of the more than 1 million Americans who sign on to internet auctions each day, you probably will be soon. You'll find a wide array of products are available, including rare items, and you'll find there are bargains. But the whole thing is not without some risk. Tonight, the downside of netting a deal. Tom Krim, a retired Springfield, Illinois fire captain, won't go near an online auction. He hasn't since paying $1,450 last year for a computer he never received.
It left a bad taste in my mouth. I haven't even went on the internet yet. And as you can see in the background, I have a computer, but I don't want to be on the internet.
Craig Lee Hare is the reason. He went online to auction off computers to Tom Krim and others. He had no intention of delivering the merchandise. Hare pled guilty to wire fraud. In federal court in West Palm Beach, Florida, Hare was sentenced to 3 years probation, including 6 months home confinement. He must serve 200 hours of community service. And Hare must make $22,000 in restitution.
I'd like to get full restitution, but I don't expect to get the full amount back, probably.
Most of the complaints that we receive about online auctions are from people who have paid their money and either didn't get what they were promised or never got anything at all.
Susan Grant says a disabled person was victimized in one of the worst cases brought to her watchdog organization's attention.
One of the most heartbreaking cases only involved a couple of $100, but it was from a woman who needed a wheelchair, and instead of receiving one, what she got was a lawn chair on wheels.
Online auction giant eBay is being investigated by New York City officials for what may be a failure of sellers to deliver what was promised. Investigators want to know if sports memorabilia auctioned on eBay was falsely labeled one of a kind. It raises the question whether eBay and others can be held accountable for the possible fraudulent acts of users. eBay says it's cooperating fully with the probe. In its defense, eBay says that since beginning operations in 1995, more than 180 million bids have been received, and less than 1 in 10,000 transactions has resulted in a fraud complaint. Still, among other things, eBay recently announced it would insure auctions up to $200 at no cost to users except a $25 deductible. eBay will also allow participants to register personal information such as Social Security numbers to qualify as verified users. And eBay says it will crack down on deadbeat bidders, those who back out after winning an auction.
They may actually go to an escrow system, where people have to place the items that are going to be auctioned in some type of escrow with someone who's going to hold those items until the auction's complete, and then the money will go to the escrow agent.
Here's what experts say you can do to protect yourself. They suggest paying by credit card. They recommend verifying a buyer or seller's identity, and they say to avoid impulse bids or purchases. Cheryl Swanson, a North Suburban realtor, understands how impulse can come into play.
It's like really exciting, you know, to think, oh, wow, I'm going to get a real deal, you know, and then all of a sudden someone ups you, you know, just a little bit, and it's like, and so you go out there and you bid a little bit higher, you know.
And there's another important way you can limit the risk of fraud while bidding or selling online.
If you stick with UBid and eBay and web auction and a lot of the major auction sites, I think you're generally going to find that it's going to be safe as any other way of buying anything.
And eBay reports it's cooperating fully with a second investigation. According to eBay, federal investigators are looking into possible illegal transactions on its website. Meanwhile, it's expected that as many as 6.5 million people will use internet auctions by the end of next year.